Welcome back to the Double Feature, the series where I play two random games in a single video. And for the first time in a long while, this episode has no theme whatsoever. Aside from the fact that both of the games I'll be showing off today I found on itch.io, and also the fact that both of them are technically unfinished. But I don't think that really qualifies as a theme per se, so I'm still gonna go ahead and say that all the games that I'll be showing off today were randomly selected. And I don't feel the need to share the titles of these games, because if you read the video title, then you already know which games we're gonna be covering today. So with that being said, let's discuss the first game that we have in the docket today, which is Flood. For the record, that's Flood with 3 Fs. I have no idea why. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be pronounced as just Flood, or if you're supposed to pronounce all of the additional Fs as well, like Flood, or like an extended F sound, like Flood. But either way, this is a free game that was uploaded to itch.io just last week. However, this is not necessarily a new game, as it initially entered development all the way back in 2010. And it was never finished either. This is actually an early prototype of a game that was initially set to become a commercial product that never made it off the ground. If you want to know what this game actually is, this is a tower defense game where you are building a military base on an alien planet. You're basically trying to colonize the planet and mine it for resources. As the game progresses, there will be various waves of aliens that try to attack your base. If they manage to destroy your base, then it's game over. In order to complete each individual wave in this game, you have to draw power from a set of cores scattered across the game map. These cores can be powered up by placing towers down next to them, or simply hovering your cursor over them. Your cursor plays an important role in the gameplay of Flood. You can use your cursor to not only power up cores, but you can also use it to repair damaged towers and bases. Cores can also generate money, which is what you need in order to build towers in the first place. And the price of the towers are also subject to inflation. If you keep placing down towers of the same kind, then that tower type will increase in price. If those towers manage to get destroyed, then the price of that tower type decreases. There's about 7 tower types to choose from, each with their own unique abilities, and there's also 4 different classes and 2 subclasses that you can choose. There's a very basic skill tree that's been implemented as well, and every time you complete a level, you'll be able to select one upgrade from your skill tree. Your subclass determines what sort of upgrades will appear on your skill tree. And that's pretty much all you need to know about this game. Those are all of the features that have been implemented in this version. And for the record, this game does not have an ending. Once you've unlocked every single upgrade, the game will load one final level that just so happens to be infinitely long, and therefore unbeatable. And because of how unbalanced most of the game's mechanics are, because this is an unfinished prototype after all, it is very much possible to become so overpowered that the enemies can't defeat you at all. At which point, the game basically ends, because there's not really anything you can do beyond that point. So now you're probably thinking to yourself, why did I choose to play this game today in particular? Why have I chosen to show off an unfinished prototype, a buggy mess of a game, really, that was supposedly in development for the better part of a decade, but only got released now, and the version that did get released is an unfinished version of the game? Like, what gives, Robotnik? Have you truly run out of games to play, finally? Well, the reason why I chose to show off this game in this installation of the Double Feature series is because the story behind it is very interesting to me. For those of you who didn't already know, this prototype was developed by Vlambeer. And Vlambeer is a name that a lot of you who follow the indie gaming scene, or might even work within this industry, like either as a games journalist or maybe you're even a game dev yourself, you've probably heard of Vlambeer before. They're a very well-known indie developer. They are responsible for developing a lot of critically acclaimed and much beloved games like Nuclear Throne, Luftrausers, and Super Crate Box, to name a few. As a matter of fact, I've actually done videos on all 3 of the games I just just mentioned. And this is a prototype that Vlambeer had been working on ever since they had opened their studio back in 2010. Development of this game was mostly on and off. There were actually several prototypes of this game that were developed over the years, but this was the one that they ultimately decided to release. Now you're probably wondering why exactly did they choose to release this unfinished prototype that they were working on? Well, the thing is, Vlambeer are no longer actively working on FFFLOOD. The project was ultimately cancelled. I'm not sure when exactly, it might have only been cancelled very recently, and Vlambeer chose to release this prototype on the 10th anniversary of their studio. So they mostly released this prototype just as a special gift of sorts for their longtime fans. And not only that, but you may have also heard the news recently that Vlambeer will be shutting their studio down very soon. And I don't know if this game was meant to be like some sort of parting gift from Vlambeer to their fans, you know, thanking them for an entire decade of support. I'm not entirely sure. But this was a little project they had been working on that I guess they just never got around to finishing and decided to make public just about a week ago. Now, according to Vlambeer themselves, the reason why they ultimately stopped working on FFFLOOD was simply because they just had way too many ideas for the game. According to Vlambeer, their ideas for the game changed very rapidly, and they were never really able to come to an agreement on what exactly the game should have been. Initially, Vlambeer had envisioned this game as a very hectic and fast-paced tower defense game that was more action-oriented, as opposed to a traditional tower defense game, which is a lot slower-paced and requires a lot more patience from the player, because normally, with traditional TD games, you usually have to strategize and really think about the placement of all your towers very carefully. But FFFLOOD was supposed to be a very different kind of tower defense game that pretty much did away with all the trappings of the genre. It was supposed to be a heavily action-oriented game where there were usually hundreds of enemies that were just being flung at you from all sides, and the entire point of the game was to basically place down a whole bunch of towers in the most erratic manner possible. It was meant to stress you out, to the point where you pretty much had no time to strategize. You just had to place down towers anywhere you could with the amount of money you had. It sounded like it could have been a really fun game, but unfortunately, Vlambeer's ideas for the game were wildly inconsistent, and they were not able to settle on a design for the game that they were comfortable with, so they just decided to shelf the project indefinitely. But now that this prototype is out in the open, we can finally get a glimpse as to what FFFLOOD could have been. So with that being said, I'm finally going to play FFFLOOD here and show you what the game is all about. I won't be spending too much time with it though, because, again, there really isn't a great deal of things to talk about regarding this game. I'm gonna show you the basic gameplay loop at least, but keep in mind that there's not really that much to the gameplay either. The gameplay is not really that deep. So as I mentioned before, you have 4 different classes. You have Bombardier, the quickest way to a person's heart is with explosives. The Architect, focus on structural positioning and integrity. Economist, it's all about the ding-dang, ding-dang. And finally, the Influencer. To turn the tide of battle, you gotta be willing to put yourself out there. So these 4 different classes will determine the special ability that you get to use in-game. There is a secondary ability called a special ability that you can use in the game to get yourself out of sticky situations. Using your special ability does cost money, however, but it doesn't typically cost that much to use it. So the Bombardier special ability is a bomb. Architect's special ability is a teleport, Economist's ability is to sell turrets to get more money back, and the Influencer's ability is that he can set up additional fields of effect, which, as I mentioned earlier, can be used to repair turrets and bases and also power up those cores. I'm going to start with the Bombardier first, and for the record, I'm not going to be showing off each individual class. I don't want this video to drag on for too long, so I think at most I'll be showing off 2 different classes instead of all of them. If you want to see what the other classes are all about, well, just play the game for yourself. So then we have our subclass, Field Theoretician, the best in the field when it comes to field tech. At a few zeros, and hell yeah, we're talking. And then you also have the Spreadsheet Specialist. The year is 2119. Some people still believe spreadsheets will help them predict the future. Bunch of crap if you ask me. So like I stated before, these will determine the types of upgrades that you will receive on your skill tree. It doesn't mention what kinds of upgrades you'll receive though. but I'll be able to show them off to you later on. So then we have our turrets, machine gun, cheap and reliable, ammo, ROF, and explosive rounds, plutonium. And then you have the shotgun, close range heavy hitter, sets up fast, intended as throwaway instant hitter last resort. You have the minigun, rate of fire increases with continuous use. The rate of fire on this thing, temperature cooling too, dang. Ammo, and explosive rounds and plutonium. I think that's supposed to imply that it's powered by plutonium. And then you have the rocket, long range, splash damage, watch out, frick 'em up. And you also have a sniper as well, long range piercing damage, railgun. You have a scrap factory, rapidly converts scrap back into money but takes damage while doing it, overheat, little story. And then ultra cannon, heck yes, the heat of a million suns, etc. So the catch here is that even though we have 7 turrets to choose from, we can only add 5 of them to our loadout. These 2 turrets right here, the sniper and the shotgun, are what's known as medium turrets. So we can change which kind of medium turrets that we want in our loadout. We have 4 medium turrets in total. We can't change the light turret, which is the machine gun, and we also can't change the factory or the heavy turret right here. For now, though, I think I'm gonna go with the default loadout, which is shotgun and sniper, and maybe in the next run that we do, maybe we can change the medium turrets to something else. But right now, we're just gonna start and go right into a game. So this is wave 1 right here. And I also want to mention as well, by the way, that I am playing this game in a very small resolution. This game does thankfully have a windowed mode, but unfortunately, the windowed mode is very small. Like, it displays in a very small resolution, and the only problem is that you cannot change the resolution of this game. I think this is only displaying in, like, God, I don't even know, either 360p or 480p, and I'm upscaling it through OBS Studio, so it may look a little bit blurry to some of you guys. Like, it looks perfectly fine to me, but there is a possibility that it could look kind of blurry for you guys. I hope that's not too big of an issue, but, I mean, there's not really anything else I can do about it. So I am getting a lot of money right here. So I do have some turrets placed near that core, and actually we already collected the core, so we're basically done here. We're pretty much done. Yeah, so I'm gonna try and explain what's actually happening in the game in the next round. But first and foremost, I want to show off the skill tree right here. So, we only have 2 different upgrades that we can choose from for now. We have lobbying, one-time $250 million payment. Our lobbyists on Earth can secure an additional round of minor government funding, will not show on tax report. Yeah, that's totally not topical at all. Explosive resistance. Your explosions deal 75% less damage to your own buildings. While all explosives use smart charges to avoid heavy impact on friendlies, we've managed to create an affordable way to improve the shape's calculation. What a life. Insert boiling veins joke. So maybe we'll choose explosive resistance for now. Yeah, so I want to mention what's actually happening here in the game world. So, as the game progresses and you get to later waves, there will be more cores that you have to try and capture here. So there is a little meter right down over here showing you the current progress that you've achieved? I'm not really sure what I'm trying to say here, but yeah, this is like a little progress bar, showing you how close you are to capturing each individual core. Now you'll notice over here that the enemies actually managed to destroy that other core. But you don't really need to worry about that all too much, because the cores will repair themselves over time. So if these enemies manage to destroy one of the cores, then all you need to do is just wait a few seconds and the core will repair itself, and then you can go and capture it again. So you'll see here that there's a lot of enemies that are attacking us right now. We're doing fairly good right now, though. This is the square-shaped base that we need to defend right here. And if I hover my cursor over it, you'll notice that my cursor has a field of influence. And as long as the base and all of my turrets are within the field of influence, then it will be constantly repaired, or the turrets and the base will get continuously repaired. You'll also notice here that I have a scrap count as well. So that's what the scrap factories are useful for, by the way. So if I put one down over here, this will convert money, or this will convert scrap, I should say, back into money a lot more quickly. Now this only works as long as I have scrap. And the thing to note about the scrap factories in particular is that if you... Oh my god, wait a second, what is happening over here? Okay, well, they just exploded. Okay, we actually did complete the wave, by the way, I just realized. But yeah, the thing I wanted to mention about the scrap factories here is that I'm dead. The scrap factories will take damage over time as they're converting scrap back into money. So basically, whenever any of your towers get destroyed, they get converted into scrap. And scrap will automatically convert back into money over time, but you can speed up the process with the scrap factories, even though the factories will take damage over time, so it's not like you can just place down like 50 different scrap factories and they'll all make your money back like instantly. Like, no, that's not how it works. You have to keep continuously repairing them, otherwise they will get destroyed. But that's one of the interesting features that separates FFFLOOD from a lot of other tower defense games. If one of your towers gets destroyed, all of the money that you spent on that tower will be given back to you over time. The tower gets converted into scrap, and the scrap will automatically convert into money, so you do eventually get that money back, even if it is a very slow process. If you want to speed up that process, use the factories. Also, I'm not sure if I actually failed that wave or not, because it seems like I can keep on going. It did tell me that I completed the wave, so I don't really know what's going on here. Not sure why I have my skill tree up, but we also have critical range, 200 M to core activation radius. I'm not entirely sure what the little M stands for, though. Remove some of the non-essential plating used to protect cores from impact, allowing activation from a greater range. And then you have Mayans, 500 megatons of explosion packed into one neat plastic package. The frickers won't know what hit them. Yeah, the cores will spawn with minefields, but I don't know if that's gonna cause my own towers to get destroyed, though. How about we just give us some more money? Oh god, uh-oh. Oh, okay, well, I guess we just completely broke the game then. Oh wait, I actually can't place down towers. Okay, well I guess we're gonna have to just restart then. Okay, well, I definitely bugged the game out right there, because I thought for whatever reason that we would still be able to continue the game. Because I don't know why it was showing me the skill tree, but also telling me that I got a game over. So let's try and do this a little bit better this time. I'm also going to show off my my secondary ability right here, my special ability. So for $12 each, I can basically drop a nuke on all of these little aliens right here in order to blow them up. That's pretty much what that does. And every single time I use my special ability, the money that I spend on it also gets converted into scrap. So that is definitely one of the aspects of the game that I very much enjoy. Like, all the money that you spend here on turrets and also your special ability, it eventually gets returned back to you over time, which is a very cool mechanic because it really does feel like I'm not wasting my money on anything if I just get it back eventually. So because of that, I don't really need to worry all that much about running out of money. Because technically, having all of your towers get obliterated actually generates money, which is a very neat little mechanic to have. So I'm gonna see if I can try and, yeah, we'll place some stuff down there. Yeah, it also shows me, where exactly the cores are as well on my field of influence right here. Okay, they headed straight for the core. Yeah, but I mean, you can generate more money by just having your, by building your towers around the cores. That's also, useful as well. There's also different enemy types, too. There's, like, that one enemy there that just kind of charges at you and then explodes. Almost kind of looks like some sort of vehicle. One thing that is also very useful is that the game will show you the exact location where the aliens are going to spawn next. So that does give you some time to prepare for the next onslaught. And I do believe there is an upgrade that you can acquire later on in the game, which makes it so that these spawning points will actually appear much earlier, which gives you even more time to place down all your turrets and plan out your next attack, basically. Or I guess, you know, gives you more time to defend against them. And as far as I know, the attack patterns of all these enemies are random, and I'm pretty sure, like, the actual spawning locations are random too. I guess I could try out this critical range thing here. I'm not gonna try and beat the game, just for the record. Oh, okay, we got a nice little Venn diagram going on right here. There we go. Could I potentially have both of them activating at the same time since they're overlapping? Like, look at that, it's literally a Venn diagram. Yeah, I really want to try and take these things out right here, which are basically like little spawners almost. That's effectively what these little things are. They almost look like buttons, like shirt buttons. I don't know, that's just what they remind me of, but these little things will basically, like, continuously spawn little aliens out. And you definitely want to try and destroy those. The cores can also be repaired by placing your cursor over them too. And as the levels progress, the amount of cores that you need to capture will increase. Because you'll notice that we have to capture 3 cores now, instead of just 1, like in the first wave. Also, I need to start placing down some stuff, because holy crap, I have so much money, and I'm not even spending it on anything. You'll also notice too here, by the way, that, because of the fact that we have so many shotguns placed down, the amount of money that is required to place down another shotgun has increased to 96. And now it's gone down to 84 because they're getting obliterated again. Okay, hang on a second. Well, I mean, I don't have that much money to to place down even more explosives here, but this should be relatively okay, I feel. Yeah, I'm gonna have to, like, get you guys out of here, please and thank you. Okay, I mean, it's fine for now if that destroys the core, because the core is gonna come back. Like, the core will come back eventually, so we just gotta be prepared. And I think, the turrets, because they have ammunition, I do believe they will eventually run out of ammunition, and in order to reload them, you also have to place your field of influence over them. Holy crap, that's a lot of little aliens right there, but I think this should be okay. There we go. Because we're just trying to, we're trying to get to that core. Like, we're trying to capture that last one, which shouldn't be too big of a deal. Yeah, but as with every other tower defense game, yeah, the game does get progressively more difficult as the waves keep on coming. There we go. There's also this little enemy right here that moves very slowly. Yeah, I think, this little enemy type right here, yeah, it separates into smaller enemy types, so these ones are, like, arguably the most dangerous out of them all, actually. Hang on a second. I gotta place some more turrets down here because, my god, the only problem as well is that some of these turrets do take a little bit of time to set up as well. They won't immediately start firing as soon as you place them down. But, once again, there is an upgrade that you can get later on that allows you to basically make them so that they do get set up a lot more quickly. As a matter of fact, I think there's an upgrade that allows them to get set up immediately as soon as you place them down, so that way they will begin firing immediately. So what exactly is this? Thumpers. Bombs hit instantly, have larger explosions, and deal 20% more damage. That could definitely be useful. It would make my special ability a lot more powerful. Scrap scanners recoup 10% cash and 90% scrap on death. Interesting. And then plus 50M manipulation field radius, AMF. Okay, so I'm assuming what this means is that I'm extending my own field of influence out a lot further. I think I would probably want some thumpers, though. There we go. Gotta get that thump energy. Indeed, I gotta just go for maximum carnage. Yeah, see, because look how quickly they get destroyed here. I do need to be careful, though, because if I place an explosion over my own base or my own turrets, that will damage them. Yes, I can accidentally kill myself by using my own, my own special ability here, which is why I need to be careful. Here we go. We can try placing a sniper down. Okay, I don't know if the sniper was even able to do anything, because everything just died, like, immediately. Okay, there we go. Yeah, the cores are getting destroyed, that's okay. That's okay, for now at least. There we go. Are you converting stuff more quickly? Okay, yeah. So I need to place some stuff down, dude. Yeah, the Architect's special ability is that he can cause turrets to teleport to other places. Like, you can basically move all your turrets over to a different location. That's what the Architect allows you to do. This would be especially useful in the later levels, though, because, I mean, look at this, for goodness sakes. Yeah, you can tell that there really is no strategy to this, though, because due to the fact that the enemies come at you so freaking quickly, it kind of forces you to just, to like, improvise, almost. There really is no time to strategize at all. You just have to place crap down and hope for the best. That's about all you can do. That is about all you can do, honestly. There we go. I'm trying to get that turret repaired in the meantime. There we go. Or sorry, that scrap factory, because I did place one down. I placed another one down. Yeah, get that core, up and running as well, so we can go and capture it. There we go. Yeah, and also, I think the game actually knows that I'm trying to go towards the core, so it's gonna start spawning enemies next to that core, and also my turrets right here. Yeah, there we go. It got blown up again. That's okay, though. That is completely fine, because I believe we can just, yeah, just place down more turrets. Placing them close to the enemies is not really ideal, though, because they can get destroyed so quickly if I do that. Like I said, they take a little while to get set up, but hang on a second. You get out of here, please. Oh, God. Okay, hang on a second. Get some nuclear explosions in here. There we go. Getting more scrap as well. Yes, I know you're getting damage. Yeah, there's a lot of, like, really big guys right here. I haven't been able to get to the infinite round before, and I'm not planning on getting to it today either. I just really wanted to show this game off and show you guys, like, the main gameplay loop right here. Yeah, and also keep in mind, too, that as long as I'm drawing energy from more cores, then I will be able to make money a lot quicker. That's the only problem with having all the cores get destroyed. Yeah, the rate at which you're making money definitely slows to a crawl when that happens, but this should be okay. Like, I think we'll be fine here. There's a lot of, like, little spawners right here. I can just take them out like this. This shouldn't even be a problem, honestly. Like, okay, yeah, wave is complete, actually. So that's just it. I can just start blowing crap up then, in that case. There we go. Yeah, I don't really care about those other ones, though. Don't really care about those other turrets. Yeah, okay, here we go. So I'm gonna place them down right here. Yeah, just get an explosion. One single explosion, just wipe out everything. Very good indeed. I do need to mention, though, that your turrets do not get automatically repaired in between rounds. The only way you can repair your turrets is by doing it manually, by placing your cursor over them. Right, scrap factories are 25% more effective when scrap's over 100. That would be useful for producing even more money. 10% chance enemy spawns fail. That could also be good. This is another thumper? Bombs hit instantly, have larger explosions. Well, isn't this just the same thing? I don't know, maybe this is like a much more powerful version of it. And then what is this? Factory efficiency. Scrap factories are 25% more effective again? Yeah, 4 to 4, 4 to 5. Okay, that's interesting. Perhaps I can increase that even further. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know. What does this field look like? I think this looks bigger now? I can't even tell if it is bigger. Yeah, we have 3 cores here. Okay, so should we do something along the lines of this? Yeah, there we go. Now look at all the money that we're making. Can we just place down another scrap factory? I mean, look at how much scrap I do have. 1,900, for goodness sakes. Yeah, it's about to go over 2,000. Yeah, let's just place all sorts of stuff down here. There we go. I can just go around and just keep placing down towers. And there we go. I can place them down very sporadically just to see if that does anything. I don't know if that's a good strategy or not, though. But yeah, you can see how exactly this game plays. I mean, this is pretty much the whole gameplay right here, though. The gameplay doesn't really get any deeper than this, aside from the fact that it does start throwing much more powerful enemies at you as the waves progress. Something that I also forgot to mention up to this point is that you may have noticed that there's no music or even any sound effects playing in the background. I guess at this point in development, Vlambeer didn't actually implement any music or sound effects. Like, not even any placeholder music or SFX. Like, it's just dead silence. Not unlike the several .io games that I covered on my channel over the past few years. You may have also noticed that the icons for the different classes and subclasses looked very strange as well. That's because all of those icons are placeholder images. I don't think there was any actual artwork created for this game aside from the user interface right here. By this point in development, the in-game UI was pretty much finished, because it does look a lot more professional than, well, every other part of the game, pretty much. But yeah, pretty much everything else in this game is just like placeholder stuff, and that's about it. Here, I'm gonna place some boys down over here. Yeah, and keep in mind too that, like I said before, it is possible that I could become extremely overpowered and the enemies wouldn't even be able to kill me at all, due to the fact that the game is not balanced in the slightest. Vlambeer did warn that it is possible to acquire so many upgrades that you just can't be beaten. You just cannot be beat. I mean, look at this, for goodness sakes. This looks absolutely incredible, dude. Like, having all of these enemies on screen all at a single time, you can tell that they were really trying to make this game a lot more different than the usual tower defense fare. And I like it. It's a lot more faster paced, and I do enjoy the, the very hectic nature of this game. I honestly like it a lot more, because to be honest, I don't really have the time or the patience anymore for traditional tower defense games. So I definitely like this. It's a game that you can just drop in, play a couple of rounds for a few minutes, and then just drop out, I guess. You know, just quit the game and go do something else. I don't know, maybe 10% chance that the enemy spawns will fail. I'm just gonna keep seeing how long I can keep this going. I will probably be ending this part of the video relatively soon, though. I don't know, maybe I won't show off the special abilities for the other classes, because I feel like I have already been playing this game for quite a while. If you guys want to check out what the other classes do, like their special abilities in particular, just play the game yourself. This game is free, for the record. Like, Vlambeer did release the game for free, but I think they also released it as a pay-what-you-want game. So if you want to spend money on this game for whatever reason, then you absolutely can. I think Vlambeer are still allowing you to do that, and, you know, that's pretty common with a lot of games that are uploaded to itch.io. But just keep in mind, though, that the game is unfinished, and it's highly unlikely that Vlambeer will ever finish the game, since they are just moving on from Vlambeer altogether. Like I said, the studio is shutting down entirely now, and I I also want to mention why exactly they're shutting down as well. The reason Vlambeer are choosing to shut down their studio is not because of financial issues or the developers had some sort of falling out with one another. As far as I know, they're choosing to shut down their studio simply because they just want to move on to bigger and better things now. I guess they just decided that, you know what, we set out what we wanted to accomplish, or we accomplished what we set out to do. That's how I should have worded that. And, you know, I think our work is done here. You know, we've built up a dedicated following over the years. We're very happy that they've chosen to support us for such a long time, but we just want to move on now. We just want to move on to bigger prospects. And Vlambeer also ensured everyone that the shuttering of their studio was not meant to be a sad ending of any kind, and also stating that the closure of their studio will not affect the development of their upcoming arcade game Ultrabugs. Because Vlambeer are working on another game right now, and I do want to play Ultrabugs when it does finally come out. I don't believe the game has a release date yet though, but be on the lookout for that in the future because it will be arriving at some point. Like, there will be a video on that game eventually. But other than that, the Vlambeer saga has finally come to a conclusion. It was definitely a surprising announcement for sure, especially since they announced the closure of the studio on the day of their 10th anniversary. I guess that is one thing that separates Vlambeer from a lot of other indie developers. Yeah, what's the perfect way to celebrate the 10-year anniversary of the founding of your indie studio? Announce that you're closing your indie studio. And not even for a serious reason either, just because you want to. But in all seriousness though, I do wish Vlambeer the best of luck on their future endeavors, and I mean, one of the devs behind Vlambeer is working on his own stuff now. Because I know that one of the Vlambeer devs later went on to co-develop the indie game Minute, and I know that they're also working on another indie game called Disc Room, which I also really want to check out when that finally gets released. And I am still excited for Ultrabugs, of course, and I'll definitely be doing a video on that when it comes out as well. So I'm at least glad to see that Vlambeer were able to achieve a happy ending with the closure of their studio. Cause most of the time, when game dev studios announce that they're shutting their doors for good, it's usually for very bad reasons, like financial troubles, or in the case of a game studio like Lab Zero, the developers of Skullgirls, the guy who runs that company is just a massive douche, with absolutely zero respect for his employees whatsoever, amongst other horrible things that he's done in the past. So I'm happy that Vlambeer managed to avoid all of that. I'm happy that they were able to get to the point where they could just say, you know what, we accomplished what we set out to do, we're just gonna close our studio because we just want to move on to bigger and better things. Because unfortunately, not many game dev studios are able to do that, especially not indie studios. Anyway guys, I don't really have anything more to say about FFFLOOD. I know that there were some other turrets that I didn't show off here, like I didn't show off the other medium turrets that you can use, but honestly it would just take me way too long to show off what some of the other turrets can do and all the other classes and subclasses. I mostly just wanted to focus on the core gameplay in particular and not really anything else. If you want to try and experiment with all the other features of the game, I highly implore you to download the game and play it for yourself. As always, the link to this game will be provided in the description, and just remember that this game is free to play. But also keep in mind that this is an unfinished game, and it's very likely that Vlambeer will never get around to finishing it, and needless to say, it is very rough around the edges. But other than that, it's still a pretty fun game to play for at least a few minutes at a time. And with that, I think I'm just going to move on to the next game that I want to cover in this video, so let's just hop right to it. So the last game that I'll be showing off in this video is called Unending. So this is a game that I also found on itch.io. It came out pretty recently. I think it was uploaded to itch.io earlier this year, in January. And much like FFFLOOD, this game is also unfinished. However, unlike FFFLOOD, this game is still in active development. And I do believe that this will eventually become a fully fledged game. I think the last update that this game received came out in July. So the game's creator is definitely still working on it. Now this game is supposed to be a sequel to another indie title called Ending. The original ending came out all the way back in 2013, and I actually did a video on it not too long after it initially came out. Those of you who have been following my channel since the early days will likely remember that one time I played Ending. I actually did multiple videos on the original ending. I think I uploaded a total of 2 videos of that game, because I was very determined to reach the game's ending, which I ultimately never did because it was just way too difficult for me. And I've known for a while now that Ending's developer had been working on a sequel of sorts, but when I found out that the sequel was basically released in an early access state, I thought, well, maybe I could just wait for a while until additional content gets added into it. But even though this game is still not officially out yet, I still want to show it off to you guys anyway. Out of all the games that I covered on my channel back in 2013, Ending was one of my most favorite. And I was very surprised to discover earlier this year that the game's original creator is working on a brand new Ending game. So we're going to take a look at where the game is currently at in its development cycle. So you'll see right here on the title screen that this is only a teaser for Unending. So that should already be an indication that the game is not finished yet. This is basically a demo. So you have 2 different modes here, Puzzle and Endless. Now, if I remember correctly, I think the original Ending had a mode similar to Endless, but I think it was more like a maze mode where you had to try and find your way around. I don't remember if it was endless or not. There are not that many details that I remember about the original ending, but I do know that in the original ending you played as this little @ symbol, and the movement was grid-based. It almost played like a Sokoban puzzler to some degree, but with the added challenge of enemies, and you had to learn all of the attack patterns of the different enemies, because there were a bunch of different kinds of enemies in the original ending, and they all had their own unique behavior, and you had to learn the behaviors of every single enemy, and you also had a limited number of moves, and you could replenish the amount of moves that you had by killing enemies and destroying other objects within the level. It was definitely a unique game for its time. So with that being said, I am going to show off the puzzle mode first. So there's only about 30 levels that have been implemented in puzzle mode so far. The original ending had way more levels than that. I think it had 60, if I remember correctly. So at the moment, there's a lot less content in this version of the game, but, I mean, I'm not surprised because the game is still in development. It's very likely that there could be more puzzle levels added into the game later on. And I'm not going to be showing off every single puzzle level either. I'm just going to be showing you guys all the levels that I have personally managed to beat so far. And I think I've only managed to get up to level 18 or 19 so far off screen. So I will show you how this game works. So you can undo your moves by pressing the spacebar. You can also press the R key to restart the level altogether. So you can use the arrow keys to move around. The WASD keys work as well. So you'll notice that in the top right hand corner of the screen, there is a little number that counts down whenever you move around. So you have a limited number of moves that you can perform, and you have to complete the level within that amount of moves. Now, as I've stated before, there are certain objects you can destroy in the level in order to replenish the amount of moves that you have remaining. So for instance, these little yellow blocks right here, they can be destroyed in one hit, and they will actually replenish your moves. Or I guess it almost kind of acts as your health to some extent. Although it is worth noting that you only have 1 hit point in this game really, because you can only get hit by an enemy once, and that's it, you will die instantly. Thankfully though, most of the enemies in this game also die in 1 hit, so it evens out. So as long as you're killing enemies and destroying other objects within all of the levels, then you will be able to get all of those moves back. Or in other words, you'll still be able to move around the level, pretty much. So, yeah, we just have to hit that little orange block right there, and we'll be able to move on to the next level. Now, something that is new in this version of the game is that this game actually uses a color palette. Because if you've never played the original ending before, the entire game was in monochrome. It was black and white. Nothing in the game had any color whatsoever. It was heavily influenced by the old, like, 8-bit retro games from the Game Boy era. But this game has actual color, so that way it's a lot easier to distinguish enemies from walls and other obstacles. So all of the enemies are color-coded in orange, and there are some levels where you will have allies helping you out as well. They do not attack you, and they can actually attack other enemies for you. Those are highlighted in blue. Whereas before, they were not highlighted in any color. So, I have no idea what any of the enemies are called in this game, and I've never known what any of the enemies in the original ending were called either. But you have these little, like, plunger enemies, I guess? So they have to turn around in order to face you, and you need to make sure that you don't run directly into them, otherwise they will destroy you immediately. And they can potentially ambush you around walls, so you really have to try and outpredict them before they outpredict you, pretty much. Yeah, and then you have these little enemies right here that can pretty much attack you from all sides, and I don't actually remember how you're supposed to do this. I think you might not want to do that. Well, actually, can we just leave? Yeah, I think this is just like the original ending as well, where you don't need to kill every single enemy on the screen to beat the level. You just have to make it to the exit, just attack the exit basically, and that's about it. You'll move on to the next level. That's pretty much how the original ending functioned as well. You don't need to kill every single enemy, you just need to make it to the end. And that's about it. So, these are little spawners right here. So, I need to try and destroy those spawners, because if I don't, they'll keep sending out more enemies. And that's not a good thing, because I want to kill absolutely everyone here. So, I'm just gonna do this instead. Yeah, I could probably just leave, actually. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so they don't move at all. I can just get the heck out. So this right here is a brand new feature to Unending, at least I presume it is. So these are kind of like weights, almost. And I can effectively do something with them. I'm actually not entirely sure how these things work, but I can attach them to myself, and I'm not sure if this is meant to be like to like block off the enemy somehow. I'm not really sure what this thing is, honestly. But what I do know is that, yeah, I can swap tiles with these little things right here in order to basically waste turns. But I don't really know if they have any use beyond that. I have 2 of them attached to me. I think I can attach all 4 of them to me if I'm not mistaken. But other than that, I don't exactly know what their purpose is. Okay, I also know that these guys are gonna try and, like, troll me here as well. Okay, well, nice job at trolling, guys. Okay, well, I thought for sure I would have been able to get past that. Yeah, so I can just undo some moves with the spacebar. Yeah, I do know that these guys will just push me around right here. Yeah, it'll also tell me if I get stuck, because it'll say checkmate. So I do like that. The game at least notifies you when you're stuck now. It didn't used to do that before in the original ending, and that's kind of one of the things that I didn't really like about it all too much. Okay, there we go. Good trolling, guys. Good job. You all did your best. You all performed your very best. You'll all receive participation trophies in the mail the next morning. Right, so now we are getting introduced to what the allies look like in this version of the game. So the allies are highlighted in blue, and as you can see, they can destroy enemies for you. Did not mean for that to rhyme, but it just did. You can also swap tiles with them. You can swap positions. They can't come along with you, unfortunately, so you have to leave them behind when you make it to the end of the stage. So, this level right here... Okay, yeah, so these are bombs. I do remember these from the original game, because they were also in the first game too. So I think I'm gonna just keep that guy blocked off, because I don't want to deal with his garbage right about now. I think I may want to waste away a turn. Okay, never mind. I don't want to waste away a turn. That's actually a very bad thing if I do that. There we go. Get them out of here, first and foremost. So I actually don't know if I want to destroy this immediately, because it kind of seems like that's, that seems to be some sort of beginner's trap. So what if I do this instead? There we go. You're gonna come out. What if I waste a turn right here? Yeah, kill you. Okay, so that's actually still not gonna work. Oh, but this will actually work right here. There we go. Gotta, like, trap them in. Okay, never mind. They trap me in now. Okay, well, destroy that bomb. Okay, there we go. Very nice indeed. Yeah, by the way, the original game did not allow you to undo any of your moves. If you ended up getting trapped, you just had to restart the level. So this is honestly a godsend for me. Like, someone who barely has the patience to play these kinds of games anymore. So I very much appreciate this. This is honestly... It makes the game a lot more playable, in my opinion. I do want to destroy these spawners. I think this is a brand new enemy type right here. So these are kind of like rockets, almost. And they only move in one position, or one direction, I should say. Yeah, these guys only move in one direction, and they're fairly easy to avoid because of that. There we go. We already got through it. There we go. Just get him out of the picture. Right, so we have a different type of ally over here as well that kind of looks similar to these little plunger dudes right here. And, okay, wait a second, I need to swap positions with someone right here. There we go. There we have it. Okay, he's gonna... Wait, where exactly is he going? Is he going up here? Okay. Let me try this instead. There we go. Okay, well, all my allies died, but I survived, so whatever. We're still good. We can still go. We can still make it on to the next level right here. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what that enemy type is called. This is also like a little tile right here that, yeah, you can swap positions with. I think to try and troll the enemies, because, I mean, you can move through them, but the enemies cannot. Yeah, see, you can block them off, but the only thing is that, yeah, if I swap my positions with them now, then it's gonna cause me to die. So I think... Okay, never mind. I don't actually want to do that. What if I were to do something like this instead? Oh, there we go. Very nice. Okay. Yeah, just move them out of the way like that, and we can just move on. We can just move right along. There we go. Yeah, the screen basically explodes whenever you complete a level now. Didn't used to look that bombastic in the original game. I mean, there was still a little distortion effect that occurred whenever you did complete a level. It seems like the game's developer made it like 10 times crazier. Okay, so I would like to try and get rid of this spawner, please. Please and thank you. I want to try and get rid of those spawners as well. There we go. I think we're still good, I believe. Yeah, I gotta bring them over to me. Well, actually, I can just leave altogether now. There we go. Very nice indeed. Yeah, those little plunger guys are not that difficult to take care of. It's the little guys that that can attack you from all four sides. Those are the ones that can really get on your nerves at times. So I don't know what exactly this is. I have like two different types of allies here. Yeah, and I also don't know what these... Again, these kind of look like little blue tiles that I can swap around. I don't really know. I don't really know exactly. Hang on a second. You need to turn around to face me anyway. Okay, do I have to sacrifice him? Okay, fine. Well, I sacrificed him either way. That is a spawner. Okay, what are you boys gonna do? Okay, so you boys... Okay, hang on a sec. I see a way that I could do this. Okay, yeah, that seems pretty good, actually. Let's try... like this right here. There we go. This spawner only activates when I get close to it, but that's not going to be a problem because I'm going to destroy it anyway. Very nice. Let's continue on. I have no idea what these little swirls are. I think I can send them out in front. Okay, that's like a shield that I can use to block them off, but they also move whenever I move though, so that's kind of odd, but okay, well that level's done already, so there we go. Thank you very much. You were a big help to me indeed. Alright, so I have another thing strapped to me again, and I don't really know why. I feel like... Oh god, okay, wait, move down for a minute. Oh, I actually can't. I trapped myself again, I think. Okay, so I don't fully remember what this level is actually about, but I think... Oh, I see. Can I block them off like this? Can I just, like, waste time by doing this? Oh god, okay, that's not it. It's not it. Hang on a second. I can try doing something along the lines of this. There we go. Yeah, I believe this is like a little kind of thing that I can use to effectively block them off. Because I don't believe they can destroy that under Owen, like the enemies can. I'm not entirely sure. Like, anyone else who has played this game, please confirm with me on that, or like prove me wrong, or let me know how that actually functions, is what I'm trying to say. God. I mean, the best comparison that I can make here is that these are basically like weights. They're little weights that you can attach to your character right here in order to, I don't know, make him do something. I have no freaking idea what, though. Either to make the enemies waste time, or... I honestly have no idea. I think I just completely trapped myself anyway. I mean, I can just go straight to the exit, actually. There's no reason for me to go up or down. Yeah, and all I know is that you can attach multiple weights to yourself. I guess these are kind of like meant to block the enemies off from you. I imagine that you could probably use them to protect yourself from enemies. So I think what we have to do here is that these are the same enemies that we saw last time, except they are explosive, and we need to try and destroy these little gray walls right here, because I believe these can only be destroyed with a bomb. And I feel like I may have already messed this up, actually, because I don't think I was supposed to place that directly into the center wall right there. I think I want to try and trick them so that they go downwards instead. Like, kind of like, no, not like that. I forgot that if you destroy a bomb enemy next to another bomb enemy, it actually causes both of them to blow up. I mean, if you want to cause an even bigger explosion, then, I mean, that's what that's useful for, but it's not quite what I'm trying to do here. I did manage to complete this level before, but I do not for the life of me remember how I did it exactly, and there's a chance that I may need to skip this one, since I really do not for the life of me remember how I did this. Hang on a second, I want to destroy, I want to destroy you around the side, like, come down over here. Like, why are you turning to the other side? Hang on a second. Buddy boy. Like, kind of like... Okay, that actually doesn't work. Okay, yeah. Something more akin to that. There we go. Very nice indeed. And I actually managed to destroy 2 different walls right there. These are kind of like stow-ins. That's the best analogy I can make there. They can only be blown up with bombs. The orange walls, on the other hand, you can just destroy with your own character. Now, this right here is also kind of weird. I can move the other characters around with these other little tiles. Oh god, I think this is like... Does this actually cause the screen to wrap around? I think it does. Okay, hang on a second. That's actually not what I want to do. That's also not what I want to do at all. Okay, something like that. And then I don't need to worry about the other enemies because I can just block them off. There we go. They can't even move. So this mechanic right here is kind of interesting because I actually have an enemy attached to me. Yeah, instead of a weight, I actually have another enemy attached to me that's just constantly pushing me around. And I cannot approach this destructible wall like this, because as you can see, that's just going to crush me. So I think what I have to try and do instead is kinda maybe do something along the lines of this. Hang on a second. Gotta like reorient myself. There we go. Just kinda like move down. I think that should be good. Yeah, very nice indeed. Yeah, so basically that enemy forces me to move 2 tiles at once. Or move across 2 tiles. So, then there's also, yeah, this thing right here where, again, it's these little tiles that kind of allow me to shift an entire row or column of the level. I mean, I still don't fully understand how they work. Yeah, something along the lines of this, but now it's like... Yeah, it's not even attached to me anymore. I don't know if you can make it so that there are other enemies that become attached to you. Oh god, okay. There's a lot of checkmates that are occurring here. How exactly do I do this? I actually have no idea. Did I manage to attach one to an enemy? I did, actually. Because he was hauling that thing around now. Okay, hang on a second. There's something... Okay, so I can't go over there because that's just gonna... That's gonna cause me to get stuck. Actually, I am already stuck. What am I doing right here? Yeah, I can't go to the left or the right. Actually, wait a second. Can I just, like, push them away? Okay, well, no, it's not that simple. I mean, I can definitely push them away, but can I push them away to a point where I can actually just kind of, like, mosey on through to the center of that, through the center of the level right here? Okay, not like that. Keep moving. Keep moving like this, perhaps. There we go. That's kind of doing a thing. Okay, well, I mean, maybe not destroy the spawner either. I mean, I would have to find a way to just destroy all of these enemies, right? Yeah, I can't get rid of the spawner, though, because that's going to result in a checkmate. What if I try going upwards instead? Not like that. Hang on a second. Before I start making any brash decisions, which, I mean, I pretty much already am doing. Okay, hang on a minute. This is kind of a thing that is happening. Oh, God. Well, can I make it to the spawner before they start spawning in more enemies? Or did I just trap myself in an infinite loop? Oh yeah, I am trapped in an infinite loop, so I can't do that then. I can't do that, that's not gonna work. Okay, kinda like this perhaps? No, because, god, I just get myself trapped in the same loop. Okay, well good lord, dude, what in the world am I supposed to do here exactly? I can get them, like, stuck on the weights. That's definitely a thing that I can indeed do. Oh wait, I can actually push the spawner around as well by doing this. Oh my god, push them away. Okay, never mind. That's a checkmate. Don't push him away. Why would you ever believe that was a good idea? Wow, why would I ever believe that anything I'm doing right now is a good idea? There we go. Get him stuck to it. Get him stuck to it. Okay, wait. Well, I can destroy some guys right here like this. And I mean, these are all dependent on where exactly, like, I am, right? Or how far away I am from it. So wait a minute now, what if I were to do something like this? Well, actually, what am I even doing right now? Is there no way to avoid this? Okay, my brain's actually starting to get fried now. Okay, well, that's on the other side. So, I mean, wait a minute. Hold on a second. This gives me an idea for a thing. Okay, never mind. it just gets me stuck again, so forget about the thing. It's a very bad thing indeed. What if I try to do this? Nope, gets me stuck. Okay, fine. Well, I mean, I'm stuck either way. Oh my god, dude. Here, what if I just move it closer to me? Never mind, that also gets me stuck. God freaking... What if I just have one attached to me? Never mind, having one attached to me also just... The game just gives me the middle finger. That's what it does. Oh, wait. Oh, okay, no. It wasn't gonna be that simple. I knew it wasn't gonna be that simple. God, this is some smart enemy AI, though, I will at least say that, because holy crap, man, I am getting, like, confused out of my mind right now. Or maybe I'm just stupid, like, maybe I'm just overlooking something extremely obvious, and it's not clicking with me. That could also be it. Oh. Alright, well, there we go, I solved it. I guess I had to move the... I had to move the end of the level closer to me? Wait, I have something attached to myself now. Okay, well, oh. Okay, that's kind of weird. Okay, well, I just ended up getting stuck either way. Okay, this is actually really odd. What exactly is that? So I could, like, swap my position with enemies? I guess? Okay, what exactly is the usefulness of this, though? I actually have no idea. There we go, just poke you with it. There we go. How about I try doing something like that? Ah, okay. Okay, I see how that could work. I see how that could work. Okay, interesting. Gotta do a little tango with them. Gotta do a little dance. I don't really know what that @ symbol over there plans on doing with this situation right here, but I think for now, though, guys, I want to end the game right here. Because what I would like to do now is to try and show off Endless Mode right here. I think you guys get the gist of puzzle mode. It's very similar to the puzzle mode from the original ending. It's very similar to a Sokoban puzzler, except it's a lot more difficult because there's actual enemies that you need to defeat. I at least like the improvements that the developer made over the original ending, where it seems to show you moves that you won't be able to complete by default because it'll just result in your death. And it will also tell you when there are no more moves that can be made. It'll tell you that you've reached a checkmate. And it also allows you to undo your moves even when you die, unlike in the original ending where you have to restart the entire level if you die. So I like that. A lot of quality of life improvements that have been made over the original game, and not only that, but this game's actually in color. So I guess the last thing that I would like to show off here is the Endless Mode. So, as its name would imply, Endless Mode is endless. So the only real objective here is to try and see how far into the maze you can get. So all of the levels in Endless Mode are procedurally generated, they're not the same every time, and neither are the enemy placements. There's 4 different directions that you can go in order to escape the first room right here, and I think that is the case for all of the other rooms as well. So we hit the north side of this right here, and we're on room 2. If we want to just leave immediately, though, we can head straight on over to room 3. And you'll notice here that the levels in Endless Mode are kind of a mess. Because as you can see, you have a lot of enemies, of course, but you also have some allies that are helping you out too. So really what you're trying to do here is just navigate all of these different mazes right here, and see how far you can travel into the dungeon, pretty much. And much like puzzle mode, this game does allow you to undo your moves, and actually, wait a minute. Did one of the enemies just destroy... Oh my god. Yeah, my allies are actually destroying the entries for me. Well, entries, exits, I mean, what's the difference, honestly? Yeah, they're actually destroying all of this stuff for me. That is very interesting indeed. Okay, why exactly would I die right here, though? Oh, I see. Because if they end up destroying that, then I'm gonna get lost in the void, basically. I see. That's interesting. Okay, yeah, there we go. Help me out, guys. I need some, like, additional firepower here. Because this level is, like, literal garbage. I mean, I guess I'm not surprised, because this is procedurally generated, right? Okay, you destroy that for me. Thank you very much. Yeah, we also have... Okay, those enemies are interesting. They, when you destroy them, they separate into, like, those little plunger enemies of some sort. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. Okay, well, let me on over here. Oh god, I do see some bombs somewhere, though. Oh, these are spawners that spawn in these little... Yeah, these little things that shift an entire row or column horizontally or vertically. Okay, that's a little weird, but I think I can... Can I still move? I think that destroyed it on the other side, though. Okay, well, that's not too big of an issue. Let's just try doing this instead. There we go. Okay, I can get rid of this spawner, I believe. Oh god, there's a lot of explosions happening right now. Oh, there's a spawner that's spawning in allies for me. That's weird. I don't really know how to even feel about this, honestly. Yeah, there we go. Just get him out of the way. There we go. Take care of him for me. Take care of all of these guys for me, please. There we go. You're actually kind of helping me out. I don't know how I feel about this. Oh, wait, you're pushing me around, actually. Okay, well, as I mentioned before, I can actually undo my moves even in endless mode. So let's see if I can do something along the lines of this. Okay, it did allow me to do that. Oh god, this is getting a little confusing now. How exactly am I gonna navigate through this? I mean, I can do something like this. Oh god, what is happening right now? Okay, this is actually a checkmate, because I did end up getting trapped, but hang on, I can undo some stuff right here. Okay, move myself around like that. Oh god. Well, when I have, like, 2 weights attached to me, then that's not really gonna work out all too well, is it? Is it now? Oh god, okay, well that also gets me stuck too. Geez, I may actually have to undo a couple of moves here. Because, I mean, if this just leads into... to the same predicament... Okay, well, hang on a second. Hang on a minute, then. What if I go over here, destroy this? What if I try going to the left? Okay, hang on. Hang on a minute. Oh, wait, no. That's... Oh, no, it's just gonna move me. It's just gonna move me. Oh, crap, because I have two... I actually have the little pusher enemy attached to me as well. The guy that pushes me and bullies me around. I don't like that. I don't like you. Is there a way that I can actually get away from you? Like, let's try something like this. How about I go not this way and just go a completely different way instead? Maybe I can do that. Here, let's try... Yeah, try going down here, actually. Yeah, I know you're gonna push me, that's fine. Okay, never mind. You also trap me. What about this? Why can I not do that? Oh, okay, because it's gonna crush me. I see. Oh my good... Okay, well, something blew up right there. I don't even know what that was. I can try... Never mind, I also can't do that, apparently. You know what? Screw that noise, boys. How about I just not go that way? Hang on a second. How about I go down here? Okay, there we go. Free me from the shackles. Jesus Christ. Alright, let's try, going not down that way. Here, I can move this. I can move this around, can't I? Yeah, there we go. That shouldn't be too bad. Should it? Okay, well, that is bad, because now I have a thing attached to me again. You guys are just gonna get blocked off. No, I'm gonna get blocked off. That's what's gonna end up happening. Well, you know what? Maybe I can do something along the lines of this, where, well, that's weird. Wait, I'm still alive, actually. Hang on a second. Can you just push me up here, please? Please and thank you. Okay, that didn't kill me, though. That's fine. Okay, yeah, this guy's just gonna follow me around, I think. He's just following me. Okay, hang on. I'm not gonna be able to leave if I go that way. Or that way, for that matter. Okay, wait, who are you? Are you a good thing? I can't tell if you're a good thing or not. But you're blue, so I presume you are? I think? I'm honestly not even sure what's happening at this point. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, this is very odd. What if I do this? I go down here. Oh, you're gonna block me off, are you? Well... Yeah, okay, well, I'm just confused now at this point, because I don't know how to go about this anymore. What if I just approach you from the side? Like, what if I were to do something like this? Yeah, you move me closer to it, but you still end up killing me. What if I go around the side like this? No? Around like this? Okay, yeah, I didn't get killed. I didn't get killed, but I still end up getting trapped. Or, wait, maybe I can... Oh, wait a second. Oh, wait a minute. Can I just move you along like that? Oh god, I got poked by something. Oh, thank you. You actually opened up the way for me? Open up that passage as well? Oh, thank you very much. Let's go on a little adventure, you and me. Yeah, he's actually following me. He's gonna get himself killed, though. Okay, well, that's what I figured. He did get himself killed. Okay, this is a little odd. This is a little odd right about now. Okay, yeah, so that prevents me from moving, essentially, so I can't really do anything about that. Okay, that other @ symbol helped me as well. Oh my god, this is getting a little too crazy for my liking now. I think, okay, that was a big explosion. That was a massive explosion right there. Hi. Let's just go through here then. I mean, we made it to stage 20. Like, can we just call it quits right here? I mean, yeah, there we go. I mean, holy crap, man. It's amazing how it's still, like, letting me play through this, despite the fact that this is just, like, so insane, and I don't know what to do. Alright, well, I mean, we made it to level 20 in the normal mode, we also made it to level 20 in Endless. I think that's a good place to stop for now. Yes, we will reset the game. I'm gonna just leave the game altogether. Yeah, because I think I'm basically done for now. I don't really have anything else that I wish to show off in Unending. And I think with that, I am going to end this video off here now. So, those were the two games I wanted to show off in this video, FFFLOOD and Unending. An unfinished prototype from Vlambeer that came out on itch.io very recently, and an unexpected sequel to one of my most favorite indie games of 2013. So if you want to go and download all of these games, the links are in the description. There is one little disclaimer that I need to make for Unending in particular. At the moment, Unending cannot be downloaded as an executable file. The only way that you can play Unending right now is through your browser, because it's an HTML5 based game. There is no actual download link for Unending right now, and I'm not sure if there ever will be, but for now, you will have to play the game through your browser. That's the only way you can play it. But still, the link to the game is in the description if you want to check it out. And on top of that, the webpage for Unending also contains a link to where you can play the original ending. But that's gonna do it for this installment of the double feature today, so I hope you enjoyed this actual random episode of the double feature this time around. No theme whatsoever, aside from the fact that both of these games are from itch and are also unfinished. But again, I don't really consider that to be a theme because that was not even my intention. I did not record today's double feature video with the intent of having a specific theme. So for the first time in probably months on end, I don't even remember, but the game selection this time around was genuinely random. So there you go, an actual random episode of the double feature for once. So go right ahead and enjoy these two games, and I'll be back in October with, well, the next double feature. God only knows what I'm gonna cover then. I don't really want to think about that for now, but as always, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video I make. Later!